All right, I think we're live.
Yes, it looks like well,
Woo!
yes, woohoo.
Yes.
Guys, welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop Tea Shop tonight. It's kind of going to be a
Yes.
little bit of a different one now that we
Little bit.
can literally do video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once you hook them up, while I take care of the mass Facebooky stuff.
Oh, what am I hooking him up with?
Let's talk about Chris Matthews retiring finally.
Oh my God. No, not the Chris Matthews story.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, I feel kind of bad. Like, I don't know if he's just getting like really unfortunate like press coverage right now. Just for being old and a little bit chauvinistic. Not like your bad uncle at Christmas dinner that everyone's like, oh God, not him again. But, just kind of now not quite as appropriate as he ought to be, like saying things that are slightly insulting.
Very
That
insulting.
yeah. Like, I don't know where that one's at. Like, it's kind of obvious he's not in the say Harvey Weinstein category by any stretch.
Right.
He's not in the Matt Lauer category, which was inappropriate. Or even like the David Letterman scope. Like, he's not there. That's kind of obvious. No one's really going there with the reports, I don't think. It's just a lot of things that he's said that are very now things you wouldn't normally say to women. They're kind of diminutizing. They are on a level insulting. And I can understand that. I can also understand he's 74 years old and he's been talking like this since, the 50s. Well,
Yeah,
the
but he's a trained journalist.
true,
Okay, that's one.
true.
What I didn't like was this. His last show was about Bernie Sanders and some Bernie's movements within the political arena, and talking about. I will tell you my views in private, and then goes on for an hour
Right,
telling us his views.
right.
If you
No, I
don't
can
like
get
a
that one.
candidate, don't like a candidate.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Chris Matthews, like I don't know. See, that's kind of my biggest problem is that I'm not entirely familiar with his work, and that sounds really bad. But
Mm,
I don't know. He doesn't really like ring any hard bells for me.
right.
You know what I mean? He's not in that like serial prolific category of like dude is horrible. And he's not in that category of like, wow, he did such wonderful interviews and I remember the time he did blah blah blah.
Right.
Kind of Matt Lauer category.
Mm-hmm.
At least on that front. Like, Matt, for all the problems wrong with Matt Lauer,
Mm-hmm.
he did some really awesome interviews.
Yes.
But I will say that during his career, at least, he ended up being kind of, I don't know, like I always felt like Matt got a little disrespected at NBC. Just
Mm-hmm.
get go. Like it was the Katie Couric show, and here's by the way, Matt.
Right.
And they dumped him with the stupid segments, just like they did with Al Roker.
Mm-hmm.
But it was totally for the longest time the Katie Couric show.
You're right.
It was just Katie. And and then by the way, there's Matt over here, and Anne, and they were all little names compared to Katie. So I don't know, like every once in a while, Matt got a real interview. I think for Chris Matthews' career, he's been kind of the Katie of MSNBC.
You're right.
He was the heavyweight. But still, I don't think he ever had a lot, and I could be wrong. Just because I'm not familiar with his body of work. But he didn't seem to make like the big hard stories.
Right. I think he done a lot of side room commentary that was misinformed, not toned to the audience.
Right. Well, and that's a problem we're running into, is especially with the commentary personalities.
Right.
Is when you're paid to shoot off your mouth, you don't have a switch for that. You don't just go on air, shoot your mouth off, and then get off camera, and suddenly you're a nice, wonderful person who's totally reserved. It's kind of what I have always thought of as like the Churchill effect.
Right.
Is like in exchange for the greatness, you have to take a lot of crap.
Right.
Like the on air, if that's his greatness, then the off air you just have to deal with.
Right.
Like you have to figure out if it's worth it. Sort of the Rush Limbaugh kind of concept is, for as much as I can't stand Rush Limbaugh, I understand why he appeals. To an audience, to a very specific audience. In so much as he's saying things in a way that like the everyman or the every woman can deal with. And it's digestible. It's easily digestible. It's right there. It's like, hey, we're here. It's awesome. And hello, Jen. Nice to see you're here. But yeah, by the way, we have comments popping in. So yeah, just for our viewers, letting them know. But no, that's I don't know. I like some of that is you want the big outsized personality. It will draw viewers, but you're always going to pay a price.
Right. And see, my view of it is that if you're a commentary person, you need to know the current language. Read your room. Read your readings.
Well, unfortunately, though, no, they don't. And actually, that can end up working in their favor. The less they know, the less informed they are, the less worried they are about being correct or appropriate. I mean, Rush Limbaugh's built an entire career off of that.
Yeah. And
he is the most ill-informed, idiotic, misogynist, racist human being that has ever made television. As far as I can tell.
No.
Okay, fine. Second. He's in the top 5 at least.
He's second. I'm sorry. The top shop jock, it will always be the one with the curly hair.
Oh, you're going after oh no. No. And I keep wanting to say Rod Stern, but that's wrong.
Right.
Howard Stern. Yes.
I mean, some of the things that man has done on radio, much less on TV.
Well, but I would still say that there's kind of an idiot savantness to Howard Stern. One, I think Howard Stern is a heck of a lot more intelligent than he portrays himself as.
Right.
I think Howard Stern is both a person and a character.
Right.
And for him, there is at least a light switching between the two. Like there's an on-air personality that knows what he's doing, that knows how far he can go and knows how much he can push the envelope. Now, has he miscalculated a few times? Sure. But ultimately, there's a calculation there.
Right.
Versus Rush Limbaugh, who just doesn't. Like, he's going on air, he's saying whatever, and if it blows up in his face, then, liberal, snowtar, whatever. That everyone's, picking on him, and he has back problems and a drug addiction. And now he has cancer, so we're all supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
And a very hello, Jessica. But, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is doing radio.
Yeah.
Oh.
Podcast. It's the new radio.
Well, hey, one day we'll get to the point we're doing call-in again. We'll get there.
We're getting there.
Like the technology will be there.
Comments about anything we're talking about, jump in.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. As you know, today is Super Tuesday. More than 14 states had their primary. For those in West Virginia, just a solid reminder, May 12th, you have something to do if you're a Democrat. Let's get your happy little butt down to your polling station.
Yes.
And before then, make sure your happy little butt is registered to vote.
And that you know where your polling station is going to be, because do remember that we are unfortunately kind of GOP controlled, and their lovely tactic is redistricting, shutting down polling places, changing polling hours. So yeah, where you went last year may not be where you are this year. And yeah, so always be on top of that. Always check before you go. And always make sure that you are 100% sure you can vote before you get there, so you have a position to argue. And yeah, and in case you're looking, and our friend Mark, we love Mark Davis, the wonderful artist who is totally up on everything. There is an awesome site called yourfuckingpollingplace.com, where guess what you can find out? Where your fucking polling place is. I love the fact that they just went that direct with it.
Well, sometimes they have to be to get that attention.
Yeah. Oh no, why haven't you voted? Jessica, come on. Oh, you became a parent, so it's a challenge.
Yep.
Oh, I know.
There was a lot of Super Tuesday votes that went nowhere.
Well, yeah.
Mayor PD, very gracefully pulled out of the race because he saw the effect he was having, and it wasn't the effect he wanted to have. And then Amy, somebody,
Klobuchar,
sorry, it's one of the delegates I didn't get.
Yeah, and I kind of understand why you might not have really been down for her. She is really awesome, but she's awesome as a tag team partner. She's not really center stage yet. She would be a great VP for Warren. That's where I'm at with that.
I think that Warren already has a great VP to step into place.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Huh?
I know you're all about the Warren Bernie ticket.
I think it would be a killer ticket, and in so many arenas. And what's really cool, and I was paying attention to this in the debates the other night when I was rewatching them. Bernie can be the idea man.
Right.
Warren can be the paycheck cutter.
I don't know how that'll work out. I don't know. Yeah. See. Yeah. I don't know that Bernie's ideas can be implemented by anyone but Bernie. I don't think Bernie plays well with others' character. I don't think that was a high report card item for him. He seems very my way or the highway. This is what we're going to do. And heaven help you if you try to, talk about compromise and logistics. This is what we're doing.
Right. And Jessica makes some good points here. And I'm self-employed. Joe's self-employed.
Yes.
Or but no, 2019 was terrible as a year.
Oh.
It was worse than the Bush years of self-employment.
Well, and it wasn't just business. It's I don't know anyone right now. We've run across one person, and I still swear they're lying, who said they had a wonderful 2019. And I'm like, what crack were you smoking? Like, I don't know anyone who was like, wow, 2019 was a wonderful year with lots of growth and opportunity. It was like 2019 was a non-stop shit show
Mm-hmm.
from January 1 to December 31st. Nothing in between was actually good. Like, yes, I think we're all going to recover and learn a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but are we all going to sit back and go, we're going to laugh about 2019 later? No, no, no. We're going to be like, yeah, I learned a lot that year. I got my butt kicked. That's all I got, was just like pummeled.
Right.
Yeah. But that's my opinion.
Right.
Like, but I haven't met anyone who really disagrees. Oh,
Wow. You even had to move. Yeah. Well, last year was a lot of moving going on because you moved. We combined into one house.
yes.
Yeah. Taxes. I don't know. I haven't done mine yet. We'll see how the companies did tax wise. But I'm sorry. I don't remember who had the 9% tax.
Oh, the 9% tax plan?
Yeah.
Actually, well, now Bernie Sanders has the like graduated tax system that
Mm-hmm.
actually at a certain higher income tax bracket will drop your taxes just slightly, like 2%. You'll drop from like 39 to 37, but his base is 10% for even $1.
Right.
Like, you make $1 income, you're paying 10 cents in tax. But that's like the starter line.
I
Like,
know.
that's your estimated, and then you come down and do all your deductions from it. So it should, for lower income individuals, turn into a bigger net refund.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think that, we should do 9% tax. 3% goes to the state, 6% goes to the government. It's across all boards, no deductions, easy tax plan.
Could be, depending upon the area. Because ultimately what we run into is there ends up needing to be a redistribution there. Because you have states like West Virginia that require a lot of government assistance to function right now.
Right.
Like, just point blank, we do. We need a lot of government assistance to function. In terms of grants and programs and Medicaid expansion, etc. Then you have states like California, where the government takes in tons of money to fund those programs. Because California has excess.
Right.
They don't need nearly, like, they take less from the government than any other state. Like, ultimately, they're paying the federal government and getting like a few bucks back on that.
Right.
Not like, hi, here's our like 10%. Now please give us like the 90% of our money that we need to run our government.
Right. But that's what I'm saying.
Where West Virginia feels like it's at.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. If we go from, I think it's the $3.25 a single person is now paying in taxes. That's if they work minimum wage, flat minimum wage, to paying that.
Well, that's what's taken out. That's the withholding.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always turn into that's what's kept. There's a variety of tax deductions there. Because I will say, one of the biggest things I was ever told, and not that this is tax or financial advice, but one of the things that worked out best for me is I never got a decent refund. Like, my refund was always like $100, just enough to pay to file my taxes. And that's because I was told how to not do my W-4 correctly. So when I initially signed my W-4, I do a smaller withholding. So effectively knowing that instead of getting the big pretty tax return that makes you feel like, oh my God, the government gave me so much money back, when the reality is no, they just held your money for 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
and then they let you have some of it back.
Right.
It's like, I don't like giving free loans, not to the federal government, and certainly not when I need it to pay a power bill.
Right.
Which is about where I was at and Jessica understands, I was in North Carolina for a while, and that was a challenge. Like, Duke Energy is nowhere near as bad as Appalachian up here, but like, let me just tell you though, Time Warner will hurt you. Like, Time Warner cable, that Roadrunner internet, yeah, that hurts. That monthly bill hurts.
Sorry, I like them. I'll take them any day.
Oh, now the service I like. Let me be very specific. The actual internet I like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to ever deal with their customer service again, and their service techs are a little wonky. Like, that's luck of the draw. But their technical internet service was phenomenal.
Right. But no, I think that we'd see a grossly different economy. And that would be, on the $7.25 minimum wage, instead of paying $3.25 is what someone single is paying per hour to work, they pay 65 cents.
Mm-hmm. That I can understand.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Well, and a lot of what goes into employment, and we've talked about it on the show a little bit, is all the other expenses that you may not be adding up.
Mm-hmm.
That, if you're making that minimum wage, you can't afford to give up a whole lot of that money on daycare, transportation costs, food costs, tolls, higher rate insurance, like every penny of that minimum wage up to about $25 to $30 an hour, you have to watch and manage and be very, very careful with, and be very, very aware of what that money's doing.
Right.
Because with the on the lower wage scale, you don't have a lot of room. Like, tiny expenses will kick your butt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're even Bernie Sanders, who not going to be our wealthiest president ever, but has earned all of his money.
Right.
Like, if Bernie Sanders were elected, is what I'm saying, he would not be our wealthiest president ever.
Right.
He's earned all of his money, and he at least seems to get it.
Mm-hmm.
That the lower your income is, the more you have to spend to get to work,
Mm-hmm.
and to work. And there's a lot of companies that don't pay any attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't just stop at like gas and insurance and tires and car payments. That's all the way down. Like, that's all the way through the education to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The number of jobs that we see that, for $30,000 a year, for $25,000 a year, want 10 years experience, a bachelor's degree, and, some specialized certification. For what? For how much? Like, 1 year of the education to get that degree costs more than what you're going to pay me per year gross.
Mm-hmm.
How that turned out for me in North Carolina was, I was literally at a point for the longest time in my employment, I could not make that student loan payment.
Mm-hmm.
At $220 a month to get the degree, to get me the job, at a starting of $30,000 that went up a little, went up, and then they took more of our benefits out.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, at one point, it was just doing this seesaw,
Mm-hmm.
like by dollars and cents, as to whether I was making more this year or less. Like, it just teetered.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though, like, oh, here's your $2,500 a year raise, which sounds great. Oh, now we changed insurance companies again. You have to pay even more of your premium, which is now higher.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, so what did we just do here? because you would get to the end of the year and you'd see your net income
Mm-hmm.
and you go, wait a minute, that $2,500 just died.
Right.
It became like a $500
real
raise.
raise.
Yeah.
But, you know, Jessica, who also works independently, so she likes working independent, self-employed, because she can set her own hours. That's one of the things I like, because I set my own hours. Another one, and that means that I can like do a 20-hour stretch and be left alone.
Yes.
And not having someone going on, well, you've been here for when are you going home? You have to get off the clock.
Yeah, there's labor law.
Yeah.
I used to always get smacked down for my lunches.
Huh?
I used to get smacked down on my lunches.
Uh-huh.
As a salary employee, I was so bad about if I was really, really focused and trying to get something done. Notorious for I will go throw a microwavable something in the microwave. I will take however long it takes to heat it up, lunch break, and then I'm sitting back down at my desk. Because it's like I got my flow going, I got my things happening, everything's working, I understand it. Like, let me get through this. And then all of a sudden, after like 2 or 3 days like that, I get someone coming in and going, you do technically have to take a lunch break, otherwise we get in trouble. And it's like, well, if you actually handled salary correctly,
you wouldn't.
Right.
Because
my time would be my own, and you wouldn't have to worry about looking like the slave driver you are.
Jessica, you bring up a good point about psychics not being can't be overworked.
Woo!
Yeah, can be.
I will challenge you to pick him up after an event.
Yeah. Psychic readings, yeah, you can get overworked, you can get overtired. I have been ordered to bed by doctors before, and that's when you see me disappear.
Well, yeah, and that's usually like a combination between you're exhausted, you start getting sick, and then the next thing that usually goes is your voice.
Right.
And it's like a 1, 2, 3 combo.
Right.
And it'll happen within about 24 hours.
Yep.
Because you're like, wow, I'm really super tired and I just don't have energy for this. But we already have a thing scheduled and you have to go do that. And then boom, you're sick.
Yep.
You are sick. You are sick. And then all of a sudden it's like, hi.
Thanks for it. Yep. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to bed. Leave me alone. Bring me Robitussin and poke me in 12 hours.
Pretty much. You just keep pouring food into him until he can speak again.
Right.
Like, it's like watering a house plant for a few days, really.
I can't relate myself as a house plant for a few days when I've overworked myself. Yeah, so I've killed contracts before because it's just pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you got to be, and that's something that people don't see as us having to negotiate contracts.
Well, yeah, there's a large part of that.
Yeah.
And more so, like on the IT side, what I occasionally run into are clients who, like, we start out with one problem, and I think that's what I'm there for, or that's what I'm going for, or that's what I'm supposed to address. And then, like, you occasionally just find the Pandora box client. Is like you get there and there's like 100 different things going on. Like, it's not just that their computer's a little slow and okay, it needs to clean up. It's also they have this printer that they've never been able to get set up. And by the way, I don't know why my mouse doesn't work right. And while you're here, could you look at? And so, like, most clients are really awesome and they immediately get that the more things I do, the more I charge.
Right.
You know, if I plan to be here for like 2 hours, I charge you one rate to solve that problem. When I'm suddenly there for 6 or 7 hours, yeah, my rate gonna go up.
Well, I think it's going to be more than your rate, honey, goes up. It's more like we're going to, all right, here's our rate, and for your stupidity, here's an extra $35.
No, I haven't put a stupid charge on yet.
Yes, it is. It's called site visit.
No, it's not.
Just wait till I get a hold of the invoicing.
That's just wrong.
Oh, just wait till I get a hold of the invoicing.
Well, now here's a topic you are good for. So how does she deal with runaround clients?
You start closing the gate. If there are runaround clients, example, if someone cancels 2 appointments with me, we don't do an appointment. They have to prepay for a reading. Oh, baloney. The moment they say you overcharge, raise your rate by 22%.
Well, and that is a thing, is you'll occasionally find yourself getting the cheapskate client.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this weird moment is you get told that you're charging too much when really you're just getting crappy clients. And suddenly you start charging more and you look like a better professional. And you start getting clients who don't care.
Yeah.
Like they know your rate, they know what you're going to charge, and they're cool with that.
Right.
There's this magical price point for services, and it's different for every field.
Right.
But, you know, because like we've had this discussion over your minute charge for your readings, is we know that he's too low if all of a sudden he starts getting the same client over and over and over again. That is like 2-minute phone call. That is like, I need to know about blah, 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 blah. And then he answers and click. Like that's or he just gets like the most off the wall question.
Right. And this, and they're not running around. I call them samplers. They go from one site to another till they find one and then come back to you and tell them what this, that, and that sells. Guess what? That's something they can tell me. I don't care what they say. I don't care where they've been, who they read with. Doesn't change my reading. But by golly, every minute they're sitting there telling me what all they had said in the other readings is going to be on the clock. I don't talk to clients unless it's on the clock.
Right.
Jessica, when's the last time you raised that rate?
Oh, but yeah, no.
We found that we have to raise that minute rate about every quarter by about 68%.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing to point out here is that when you're in a service industry, especially like product industry, you can sit here and haggle a lot. Just because you're going to find virtually identical products all across the marketplace. When you're offering a service, your service is unique. And will be very specific to you. It's not a service anyone else is offering, regardless of what they say they're doing. Like you can, like even with IT, the way that I handle a system reload, it may not be anything like someone else's. I tend to be very client centric. Like I want to know what you're really interested in terms of what's on your computer, as in terms of what you're really like. If I screw everything else up, how do I salvage? Like what is your core concern right now? Because sometimes you run into clients that they don't care what's on their machine. Like they don't care. But you also run into technicians that, they'll do a backup, and here it is. Here's your disk, here's your thumb drive, here's your hard drive. with your data, good luck finding it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I do.
Right.
I don't, and I go ahead and put it back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know where it came from. I'm going to try to get you back to where you were.
Right.
That's a different service. But, we know the pain of that. Girl, do we know?
Well, here's the thing, and she brought up a company, and I'm not going to say it on air because this actually goes into radio when we're done. But no, every quarter, 3 to 4% raise it up. If you start getting those questions that are like, "Am I pregnant? Am I, is the aliens visiting me?" Raise your rate because your 99, your old, what I used to call the 99-cent people, have now moved up to that 99-cent.
Yeah. You're at your rate getting 99 centers, what used to be 99 centers.
Right.
The people who are looking for the cheapest rate, they're going to haggle you down as much as they can. They're going to complain that you were too expensive, that you talked too long, that you made stuff complicated, you didn't satisfy them, in 2 minutes. Or whatever the minimum threshold is to leave a comment.
Right.
He's been through all of that. Like that is when we have to sit down and reevaluate.
Right. I have no luck with that company, Jessica. I barely get calls on there. On the second company you brought in, and they're very controlling, and they almost got fired last Mercury in retrograde because they have technical issues out the ass. We get complaints on our main network on having technical issues. They ain't seen nothing yet comparative to that.
And that's sometimes a really big problem with the clients too, because there are some clients that get it that if a call drops, that ain't you.
Right.
Not normally. Like if the reading's been going fine and everything's cool, then you didn't just drop them. That's a system issue.
Right.
And that when they are leaving feedback, that is specific to you.
Mm-hmm.
That like those networks are not reading that and evaluating that in terms of, we have a network problem.
Mm-hmm.
They're reading that as we have an advisor problem. So if you're leaving comments on advisors, please keep that in mind to keep it specific to the advisor, not the network.
Well, here's the thing, specifically with that company, the last time they came fussing at me for not being on and not being on calls, their security certificate was outdated. So most browsers wouldn't let you log on.
Hi.
Yeah. But there are some new networks popping up. You may see Aeson in other places. If you follow Aeson's page, you will see him sharing where he's popping on to and the different networks that he tries out, because I've worked with a lot of startup companies. A lot of the bigger networks normally that are now famous, I tested.
Yeah, you have screen names everywhere. If for no other reason than you don't want to see your screen name pop up with someone else running it, trying to either ruin your reputation or take advantage of it.
Exactly.
Because your screen names within, a couple of degrees are almost all identical.
Right.
And it would be really easy for your screen name at least, to pop up on a new network and pick up some clients. Yep. And I think we've had that happen before.
We have. We continue. We have a lot of, and I posted earlier this morning, and we're going to get to our tea review here in a second. But I posted earlier this morning about some people trying to copy some of the things I'm doing, some problems I'm solving. Guys, really, get creative on your own. I know you're watching. I know that in about 3 hours, I'm going to see a video like this of a tea review or of another product review. Please get your own ideas. Network. Yeah, me and Jessica. Jessica, holler at me on sideline. I'll tell you a couple of the new networks that are popping up you might be interested in. That's different than trying to like copy us. So let's talk tea. Now, first, I want to make this clear: this is not a paid sponsorship.
No, we are wonderful friends with the owner of this company,
Right.
and we have been wanting to do this.
Right. It's called Grounded Tea.
Yes, get all focused in.
Logo.
Yeah, we tried to add the logo to the stream. It didn't work so well. We did that pre-stream. Oh!
Yeah.
Yay! We got the logo.
Yeah, we got the logo where we wanted it.
Yeah. Well,
But Stephanie Lanham, a good friend to the show, was nice enough to give us a lovely box of her tea. This one is True Tones. It's the throat chakra tea, which I think you have, right?
Honestly, I'm not like 100% sure what I have. I have a Serenity. I know that. I've got Serenity. Right. I think it's Rest and Digest.
Rest and Digest, which is her stomach tea, and Serenity.
Okay. And then I've got the third one.
Right, which is Just Breathe.
Just Breathe.
Okay. Yeah, let's try Just Breathe.
Okay.
Now,
I'm ready.
Now swirl it a little because it's an herbal tea.
Swirl. We're going to swirl in my pretty tropical mug.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to just breathe.
Yes, this is called Just Breathe. Heavy cinnamon.
Oh, God.
You like this one?
That's nice.
It is.
That's really I didn't know what to expect. You got to give me some credit. I'm not highbrow tea drinker. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
My teas come from Kroger.
Right.
But this is really I get it now.
Mm-hmm. But with herbal teas, you have to boil them for 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So I was going to steep that totally wrong.
Yeah. You put it. That's why I was like, put it in a teacup and leave it set.
Yes.
Yes. Now, Stephanie, these are hand grown. They are very not hand grown. They're organic. They're hand blended. She measures them out herself. This one's supposed to help with lung problems, breathing problems, lung repair, but I'm a little iffy on that one. Maybe it takes the mucus and stuff and helps live that together. So Just Breathe, I give it a 4 cups.
I'll go for that. I'll go for that. That was an awesome tea.
It's not heavy. We didn't put any sweetener or anything in them.
No, we didn't. I just caught that. When you said it, I just caught that. No, we didn't. And that was really sweet.
Well, that's because it has its own stevia in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. So, okay, and that one's a chamomile blend, right? Is that where that one starts?
No, I think that's starts with a mullein blend.
Oh, okay. I really like mullein.
Yes.
I did not know that. My sister's tried before.
Yes.
I love my sister. She has tried sending me different teas. Mm-hmm. The only problem is I don't often know what's in them.
Mm-hmm.
But but I remember mullein. Yeah, that'll clean your lungs out.
Right.
That will totally clean your lungs out. Right. That's part of what my sister uses with her stop smoking blend that totally works for her.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is your Serenity tea. Give it a shot.
Okay. Let's see where we are with Serenity. Oh, swirl. I forget to swirl.
Yes, swirl.
I feel like a hula girl.
Yeah.
Or, as my roommate in college had, a hula homer. Which was so fun. The roommate was fun, too. He was hilarious. Kind of light.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of light. It's good. Has that same sweetness kind of vibe going for it. But it is, well, and I guess you don't want anything overpowering as a serenity.
Right.
So, yeah, okay. I got it. I got it. I could totally chill out with that.
Yeah.
I could chill with that. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to try the citrus spray. Now, this is it's a more of a reddish tea.
You took my Dilbert mug.
Yes.
Oh, sacrilege.
I like this. It's definitely got an orange flavoring to it, a citrus flavor. You get that hit there of the citrus.
Mm-hmm.
That level of sweetness there. It has a good body. The flavor is pretty good. You can definitely feel like that cutting of the back of the throat of the mucus and stuff. That's actually pretty cool. That you don't get like out of an English black or anything.
Well, okay, so you're saying citrus head. Is it like orange juicy citrus head? Like it feels very strong, or is it like a very like muted version of that?
Muted.
Okay. Because I always feel like orange juice burns, and sometimes I want that, and sometimes I don't.
Right.
Okay.
Good aftertaste. I don't taste the stevia in it or whatever she uses for the sweetening agent.
Stevia. It's
Yeah.
totally got to be stevia. That would be the easiest to blend in, and you would need the least of.
Right.
In terms of like offsetting the tea with the sweetener.
Right. But it's definitely a spring blend. Like you taste the spring in it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I might like that one. I got to try that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a few.
All right, and then I'm up to digest, and I will say the so far I think the digest is the lightest tea.
Okay.
Like I'm looking real fast. Well, I don't know. I think it's kind of tied with the Just Breathe. Still, it's a little lighter. Like I was just having a whole moment there. Like I'm looking down and I'm like, did it do the thing? Did it steep? I don't know if it steeped. But okay, swirling, hula homer, hula homer, hula homer. I don't know why I'm going Midwestern on the accent, or well, Swedish Chef. That's what I'm doing. Swedish Chef. Door, door, door. PBS is so going to sue us. PBS is so going to sue us.
Let them. Jessica, you grab me on the side because we also own a computer design, website design, small business services. So remodeling your website's not a problem.
No.
And you don't have to sit here and explain click the call with us because we already know the process. Look at mine. Go to aesonknight.com. Check out mine. If you like that flavor, give us a yell.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Okay, so where I'm at with the digest tea. It's not a drinking tea. It's not a like hang out and have a cup of tea. Like I can totally see this if like it falls in that category, and this is going to be gross. Yeah, like I'm just going to tell you now, y'all are going to be grossed out, but it works. It works. My grandmother had this thing. She did. She called it milk toast, and it's you literally take bread with butter, sprinkle it with milk and sugar, and you pop it in a toaster oven until it starts to brown. It was her go-to cure for any upset like stomach, especially first thing in the morning when you're like, I can't eat anything. But it has that same kind of really muted, like everything's relaxed. Like there's no strong anything. It's not got a strong smell. It's not got a strong taste. So if you're suddenly having some like hypersensitivities, I think you could probably go through this one. This would definitely be one I'd want to try while I have a migraine. Not because I think it would help with the migraine, but just to see, because I get sometimes really intense flavor and smell, which I could totally see if you were pregnant, for instance, and having a lot of morning sickness, tummy problems. And I don't. Did we talk to her? Is that part of what this
Rest
is?
and digest. You know those meals that you get and your tummy's upset after?
Oh, well, that's a long list.
Yeah, that's supposed to help with that. It's supposed to help with acid in your stomach, heartburn.
Can I have this and pepperoni?
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to.
Ooh, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. I have to avoid pepperoni like the plague. I've figured out at this point in my life, if I have a pepperoni pizza for breakfast, I might get to sleep that night.
Right.
Not guaranteed. But yeah, because I'm at a point where, like, even at noon, like 11 a.m., I have a slice of pepperoni pizza. I will guarantee you I'm going to set up like The Exorcist.
Right.
Midnight, so like middle of the night, and it's going to be bad.
Right.
Of me going, oh God, it was not worth it. Like, I love pepperoni. Don't get me wrong. I love pepperoni. I want more pepperoni.
Right.
But yeah, I like that it's really like relaxed. Like, there's no strong anything.
Right.
I don't know what else I expected. Like, it kind of has that feeling like you get with like Tums.
It is. It's that calming, digestive assistance, not really overpowering, easy to taste, easy to eat, drink, not majorly going to hurt you, not majorly going to upset your tummy. It's supposed to calm your tummy down, help with your digestive, and really bring, the stomach itself back into balance.
Right. And that's kind of where I end up, and that's one of the things I really do hate about using Tums. Is it like any of the go-tos for digestion for me, like the commercial, like Tums and Pepto and blah 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 blah, is I run into this moment for me where it tends to almost kick off a need for it again.
Right.
Like, I use it on Monday, I'm going to need it again on Tuesday, and then if I'm a really good boy, maybe I won't wake up Wednesday night.
Right.
But it can cause me a lot of and then it delays the whole process. Like, and that's not a thing I like.
Right. So I'm gonna
it seems like I end up feeling really full for days.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop in her website. And I'm also gonna pop it into the crawler here for those watching. It's rediscoverllc.com. You can get the teas there. I don't think she has them up for order yet.
Okay.
But you can contact her. She can get them to you. We have them at the Crystal Lotus shop. They're also at another shop. The Healing Tree.
And then at Crystal Lotus, I know she has occasional tea parties. Like, anytime you see the word tea party at Crystal Lotus, this is what it's going to be.
Right.
Yeah. And she totally shows up for that and will walk you through. If I remember correctly from last time, like, it's pretty much everything she's got is available for taste.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a really awesome experience. She is so sweet. And she puts in so much work on the teas.
She does. Now, the last one I have to test is
Ooh.
the calming tea. Now, I was warned about this tea that it'll knock you down if it sits for too long.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
we're at 57 minutes, so you should have
We'll see
started
how
with
this
that.
happens.
Oh.
Definitely taste the lavender. Very nice flavor, good sweetness. This is very much a let you go to bed tea because there's a minty lavender. Let me kick you off into dreamland tea.
Oh, God, you're going to be out cold by the end of the show.
Honey, I'll probably be out cold by the end of the day, but that's normal. But there's
No, it's just
that
you
tea.
and lavender. I know that lavender is calming, and I get that, but your reaction to lavender is like stronger than anyone I've ever seen.
I'm lavender sensitive.
Yeah, like he gets high.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can go take like the lavender bath salt bath, and he just comes out all like, hi, and it's like, oh my God, you are stoned off of lavender, literal lavender, like nothing else, straight up lavender. He comes out of that bathroom like, I'm ready to go to bed now.
Yep, and I normally do.
Yes,
So,
you do. Sleep like the dead.
We tried her brief tea, just
Mhm.
brief. That got 4 cups.
Oh,
We did
right.
not, the rest and digest. How many cups?
I think I'll go like I'll go 4 on it. I'll go 4 on it. Possible 5. Because I have done some dumb things today. And granted, I didn't have a lot, but I would love to see how this works, like even in the small dose.
Right.
Because we were doing a tea tasting, not a total like tea drinking.
Right.
Because I don't know that I want to combine large quantities all at one time.
Right.
Like that could be a lot.
So I'll give a solid 4 cups too.
Okay.
Rest and digest. We just were talking about. Serenity.
Okay, I really love that.
Okay.
Like the more I think about that one, I really love that, and I'll give it a total 5.
Cool.
Because it is just everything there. Like it's not overpowering. It's very like calm. It's like I'm just gonna go be one with whatever. The universe, with the world, with the blade of grass. Like I'm just gonna go set in a field. And I like that. Like it's very much what like I didn't know what to expect, but it's like everything I didn't know I should have expected.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that, minus your sister exposing to some herbal teas, which, love her to death.
Yes.
Love her tea findings to death.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. But I find with hers, they're more commercially made.
Well, no, not always. She's blended a few.
Right.
But I will say on hers, I do think she uses a lot of black oolong as a back. Not always. There have been a couple of the teas that she does that are not. But I know that like one of her blends that she sent me that was like a sleep aid tea. Yeah, that was. I mean, it worked. I can't complain on that front. But I was still groggy the next morning.
Right.
Like it hit me hard. I loved it. It tasted great. It was a very strong chamomile blend. Which it turns out I love chamomile.
Yeah. It's in the cabinet.
I didn't know how much I'd like mullein though. Like she keeps trying to sell. She's been trying to sell me on mullein for a while now.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, there's something about it. It just doesn't sound right.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like I can't embrace that one. I
Right.
struggle with that. Like that it seems it's a weed. It's a
Yeah.
weed. Why am I drinking weeds? I'm totally not meant for health. I'm just
Well,
not.
this is one of the bags of calming tea. This is
Mm-hmm.
the way it comes. There is no string to dip it. Um, and you really don't need to dip this tea. That's why you swirl it.
Yeah.
And what I like about it, even though it comes in a lovely little bag, is if you wanted to do tea readings or whatnot, you can actually tear it open and it'll pop open and you can actually see the insides.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the big upside to her teas is if you're used to getting commercial teas, you'll
Uh-huh.
know that usually those are so dried out.
Right.
And by the time they have been packed and shipped and thrown across a grocery store and everything else that goes through that they go through, like most of them get like this gritty grain that just seeps through.
Right.
Yeah, these don't do that. There's still whole herbs there.
Right. And you can
Uh,
actually see what's in there, like this one. This was the calming one, and we were right. There is chamomile in it. There is
oh,
lavender in it.
oh, you're using my mortar and pedestal.
Yes.
Like, can we just comment on the fact I made that in art class in middle school? I thought I could make a mortar and pedestal. This is how naive I was. I tried.
Right.
It's a little lumpy.
It's wonderful for like holding jewelry, which I just dumped out on my desk because I wasn't thinking and should have grabbed one of my clear bowls.
Ah.
Uh, but no, as you can see, guys, there's actually real herb in here. Find
Mm-hmm.
my camera.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not grounded to the point that it's powder, which is wonderful. And if you wanted to do a tea leaf reading with this, you could easily just drop it in there
Yeah.
into your water, let it boil, swirl it so that it catches into the water and releases the herbs,
Mm-hmm.
and then drink down until there's barely any water left in it, and then read off of that.
Well,
A
and
lot of
that's also one of Stephanie's new ones that'll be. Is that just exclusive to the shop or just exclusive to you?
that'll be exclusive to the shop.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
knew
the
there was an
psychic.
exclusivity, but yeah, she'll be doing a psychic blend,
Right.
which will pair with your tea leaf readings.
It will pair with my tea leaf readings that I will be offering as a featured reading.
Yeah.
Um, and also you'll be able to buy it. And the blend that we're working on will be able is an enhancer for the
Mhm.
psychic. So if you get tired from a lot of readings, or you want a little extra gusto, and you can't get a monster, and yes, you just got horrified because I compared her tea to a monster.
Oh my God.
But it'll work lovely. I'm going to make sure that it's ground right. That if you take it out, and it will, I'm going to try to get her to do a loose leaf because I really hate having to waste these bags every time that you do a tea leaf reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we don't want. Well, but we'll have to see there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got a few hurdles to jump on this.
Yeah.
Because you actually have to drink it, which means we're now doing food and beverage.
Well, beverage, not food.
Well, you know what I meant.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to get out my tea set.
Ooh.
I know. It's somewhere up
Oh.
in the attic. Either that or I'll just go buy another one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, but that's going to be something new that I'll be doing at the shop is tea leaf readings with a custom blend of tea.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to work with her on a few other blends that I think would do well. Now, right now she's doing the chakra blended teas. So if you have specific problems with like your throat chakra, your crown chakra, your third eye, your solar plexus, your root chakra, you can get a tea that's blended directly for that. What's
Mm-hmm.
also cool is where she is so um, independent and everything, with her teaming up, because her main company is Rediscover Health. So let's say that you've got some health problems. She can even do a custom blend of tea for that to help.
Mm-hmm.
So China used to do teas instead of pills.
Mm-hmm.
Teas are often used that way.
Well, yeah, and there are a lot of benefits of herbal medicine that because at the end of the day, a lot of the inspiration for our current medications come from natural substances.
Right.
And in some instances, you may have less negative effects off of an herbal, or a medication may just be a more refined, more concentrated version of something that you can find and source naturally.
Right.
That's not true for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ain't curing cancer with tea. Like, you're not going to find chemo in a tea.
That's debatable.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yarrow is used to make chemo. You can get yarrow, bark and root itself,
Okay.
and make a tea out of it and get the same effect.
Well, alrighty. I'll leave that one in your hands. But no, I mean, in general, though, like, granted, not a medical advice show.
Yes.
Grain of salt here. Is all I gotta say. Is there's lots of alternatives for many things.
Oh, invisible.
Do I now?
I'm calling the invisible assistant for a refill.
Oh, right. I already had to call the invisible assistant. I don't know what I was thinking. I sat down here with like 2 cigarettes. Like, I didn't check.
Yeah.
But it happens. Yeah. It happens.
Well, I thought I'd actually drink a full cup of the Just Breathe because I really like that one.
Okay.
The calm one I like, but I think that's one that is a bedtime tea for me.
Oh, what's your cup rating on Calm? I think that's the only one we didn't rate yet.
Oh, that's a 4 cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The highest I go is 4 cups on anything.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the highest level for me is 4 cups. There isn't a 5-star. And here, this is why the scale is 1 to 4.
Oh my God.
Because a lot of people throw 5 stars and 5 out there. I go to 4. The reason for it is if there was a 5-star, then everything's 5-star and no one really pays attention to it.
Okay, but we just rated most of these 4s.
Yes, that's the highest rating there is. In the coffee shop scale, it's 1 to 4.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then I have to reevaluate now.
Okay.
You did not tell me the cup rating system. I thought I knew. You got to be different.
Yes. But no, I love all her teas. I love all the ones we've sampled. She has a love tea out there.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. And no, it is not a magic love tea that you serve your boyfriend and chain him to you. It is a tea that actually vitalizes and revitalizes the hormones and helps with physiology, both male and female, gets the blood moving. So we didn't have that one, but that one's good. I tried that one at the tea party. During Valentine's Day. It's a nice rose blended tea.
I always feel guilty and I don't try anything at the tea parties. I do. Like, I feel bad now. I could have totally already tried all of these, which were wonderful. But no, I always feel bad because I'm like, I kind of work here and this is for people that are coming in and I don't want to like take that away.
But
like, I do.
Here's the reason I always try, because people always ask me, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?
Well, true.
Yeah. Now, with you not trying it, I understand. You're still getting used to this. Like, I still think that somewhere in the back of your brain that you think you're going to wake up one day, like, tied down to a table, candles around you, bunch of people around you chanting. I mean, you know.
Well, now hold on, you're describing a different fantasy. Hold on. Where's the downside?
Oh, I don't know. The big knife sitting there to go around.
There you go.
Out.
Yeah, that's not going to do it for me.
Yeah.
That would be the cold shower of that fantasy. But no, I don't think it's necessarily that. It's like I try, like, okay, I did a lot of years of stage crew and behind the scenes stuff, you know, and there was always this understanding that, you know, while you're assisting, are not part of. Mm-hmm. You are not included. And I tend to revert to that a lot. Like, I tend to take that, like, behind the scenes stage crew feel a lot. And that's, like, everywhere. But, yeah.
Yeah, and we have that with you. But also, you have the woo, what I call, you're still in woo-woo husband mode.
Well, you know.
I mean, I haven't got to take Hote out for a walk yet.
You know, it's been kind of nasty.
Uh-huh.
Like, Hote and I had a conversation. We decided that until the weather improves, he's cool in here.
Uh-huh.
He wants to stay warm and comfortable and not wet.
Right. But, you know, and it's, you know, I call you my redheaded wonder, and a lot of people go, where's the red hair? And I'm like, look at his goatee.
Yeah. Base hair color, actually red.
Yeah.
Like, it turns a brownish, blondish color as it grows out. But you try to bleach this, it's going to turn carrot top. And if you bleach it again, it's going to turn a lovely shade that my colorist called strawberry blonde, that the rest of the world knows as shiny new copper penny. Red. Very red. All of this is red.
Yeah, but what I'm saying there is you're my redheaded wonder. You know, if I need you to go get me a beef's tongue because I'm tired of somebody, you'll look at me and go, okay, and you go do it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but if I look at you and say, drink this cup of tea because I'm tired of hearing you complain, you're like, uh-huh, sure.
You know,
until you see the effect. And then it becomes one of your stories.
Well, it does, which is helpful.
Right.
But yeah, it is one of those things. It's like, okay, I'm cool with going and buying stuff. And then when I become the consumer, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, you already threatened me with salads. Now I have to go through the past, like, 6 weeks of my life and go, what did I do?
Try 8. I'm a person.
Oh, God. No, I don't have time for all that.
I know.
I do many things. Be more specific.
Exactly. But, you know, you are probably one of my funner husbands. You know, you look at me and tell me, you know, that phone ain't ringing. Go take a bath.
I do. Like, I will recognize that even if I don't necessarily understand it, or I'm not necessarily going to, like, go do that, that I know that it at least does something for you. Like, I may not totally get that, and I can sit here and go through a bunch of different concepts. Like, maybe it just puts you in a more receptive mood. Maybe it just makes you, like, stop and do something different. I don't know. Or maybe it, you know, does the overarching theme. I don't know.
Wow.
So I, like, you know what? It's like, but I never again do you get to take a bath, light a candle, and turn on the lamp.
Okay.
No.
Share with the audience. Share with the audience so they understand the story.
Oh my God. Like, he did that. And then I wasn't paying attention. And I know, bad. But I really wasn't. Like, he went off and was doing his thing, and it was peaceful and quiet in the house, and I zoned out, and I was getting stuff done, and life was groovy. And all of a sudden, I hear this guttural groan from the office, and I'm like, okay, what's this about? And he plops back down in the office chair, and I realize that this is because the phone is ringing. And like 3 minutes later, or 5 or whatever, he stands up again, the phone rings again, and he is just like, ah! And finally, he just stomps through the house. Phone is ringing crazy. And I'm like, what is going on? And he's like, I've been trying to go to the bathroom for 7 hours. These people won't stop. Like, I can't get a break every time I stand up. Every time the phone rings. I said, well, you won't do that again, will you? So, yes, now I tease him about it. Is you can like one or the other, unless we have some horrific emergency, and then I'm getting you a bedpan and a urinal.
And what I had done is I had a blend of tea that I make for money. It's a cinnamon and basil tea. Got to be careful with it. Too much cinnamon and you'll burn your throat. Too much cinnamon and you'll burn your body, because you take that tea, you drink a cup, the second cup you turn into bath water. And I had decided I was going to shotgun a product. Now, there are very few products that I will buy, like peanut butter. I'll shotgun products to see how they work. And I had bought a money candle, and I'm like, okay, we'll see how this is. Because I ain't backing products. I ain't recommending the stores that I work with buy products that are what I call woo-woo garbage. And this candle was supposedly Reiki infused, crystal something another. So I lit it, went and took my bath, came back, lit my lamp, sat down, turned on Keen, turned on my other networks, and I didn't stand up for 8 hours.
Oh, was it 8?
8 hours.
Yeah. Well, like,
did not stop ringing. Then I look on my Facebook appointment page, and the next day was just full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was having a lovely evening. Like, it was peaceful and quiet, and I was getting stuff done, and I was just chilled out and relaxed. It was great. Because, like, I love you, but sometimes when the network's slow, I swear to God, it's like you come in every 5 minutes. Like, do you need something? How are you doing? How you doing? How's it going? How's it going? And it's like, I'm fine. Like, I can very much be that person. Because
that's what I like about you. You're not up my elbow. I have to come ask you if you need something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I'm very self-sufficient. Like, as long as I know where, like, you know, the cups and the toilet paper and, you know, the door is, I can handle my needs.
Right.
Like, I really can. Like, I'm not dependent, really. Like, you know, like, even when I'm sick, I'm just like, drop food at the door, knock twice, and run away.
Well, not even that. I take it in and at least lay it on the bed corner and say, don't turn that over.
Well, yeah, I'm allowing you to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you're the first. Everyone else gets told, drop it at the door, knock twice, and run away. Like, I don't want a conversation. I don't want to have, no.
Well, it's normally not a conversation. It's open up, put this underneath your tongue, shut your mouth. Ding, ding. Okay, it's down. Here's your tea. Open your mouth. Take this syrup, which I haven't gotten you to do elderberry syrup yet. We're going to do that.
No. Smelled that. Not interested. Like, I totally get the Monty Python line now.
Well, you know,
Mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
uh,
Yeah, I don't like the smell of elderberries. Good God.
well, you know,
Woo.
I have a cough syrup recipe that includes elderberry syrup.
No,
Yes,
no,
and a half
not
a
doing
cup
it.
of it's a mason jar full of elderberry syrup, a mason jar full of bourbon, and a half a mason jar full of vinegar, and 2 lemons on the stove, cooked until it's all combined together on low heat,
Uh-huh.
and then a tablespoon every 8 hours.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
no. No, 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 no. I forget what the stuff my college handed out like Pez. I'm sure it's totally wasn't a good idea, but I want that. That was cough syrup to me. Like, at least if I'm gonna be sick,
uh-huh.
like give me something that I can get high as a kite off of, where I feel no pain.
That'll
Like,
be good.
and they would give like, I don't care what you went in with. If you coughed during that visit, they gave you a jug of it.
Yes.
And it used to really screw with my perception of time.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I'm not sure how much I had. I may have been taking it as directed, or I may have been having like every 15 minutes until I just passed out.
Well,
But I'm okay with that.
yeah, but
Like,
that's
that's
why we
how I
don't give
want to do
ourselves
sex. Like,
medication.
knock me out. Like, that would be my preference for being sick, is put me in a coma.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Well,
wake me up
darling,
when I'm better.
that's why we don't give ourselves medication
Oh.
unless we
Well,
have to. And
there were many years I had to do my own.
yeah, and there were many years
And
I'm quite sure you were borderlining being an overdose.
probably
Yes.
because yeah, I like there are certain medications I know that I cannot self-dose
Right.
at all,
Right.
because the first thing that happens to me on them is my concept of time and my memory are gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I did used to tell my dentist, North Carolina. I don't know if it's still the same. Maybe Jessica can let us know. But North Carolina dentistry was a totally different animal. Like, you have the least amount of dental work done, and they're pulling out the prescription pad, and they're like, "Will a week's worth 3 times, 4 times, whatever a day of Loratab? Or do you need something stronger?" Total seriousness, no irony.
Mm-hmm.
Do this 7 days, 3 pills, 3. I want 3. Give me 3. Not 3 days worth, not 3 times a day. 3. Because at least with 3, if I screw this up, I will live. Because that's a medication that once I've taken a few, whoo, I am feeling no pain and my brain is not worth it. Like, doesn't work.
Yeah. You on pain medicine is interesting.
Me on all medication, or so you've said.
Oh no. You on pain medicine I can deal with. You on steroids? They better write me a prescription for a nerve medicine. Because if not, I'm gonna kill you.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
If you
well,
disappear from the show one day, I'll have people digging up my backyard.
oh my God, no, 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 no. Like, y'all don't even know, or maybe we did talk about. No, I don't think we have. So with my first neck issue, before they did surgery, they tried prednisone, both the injections and the pill form, thinking this was more muscular. And no, it's not. But anyway, they gave me the steroids and sent me home with this prescription. Blah blah blah. My sisters got to talking. Um, because the one chimed in with, "Is our grandmother okay?" So the other one's sitting there going, yeah, why? Like, did you hear something I haven't? Well, Joe's on steroids. Is she going to be okay? And again, sitting there with a moment of like, what are you talking about? And she was like, I get prednisone for my allergies. And she said, I do good to get home from the doctor's office without killing someone.
Mm-hmm.
She said, and we're just about to the point of separate rooms for my husband and I until I come off the crap. Because I hate everyone and everything, and I just want to murder.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, not really. Like, I had to laugh at the time. Not what I do, but you do chime in a very valid point, is I get very lecturing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm taking
I just
vacation.
start to, like, no, this is not how you do this, and we're going to go through why.
Right. But again, the next time you go on steroids, I'm taking the Discover card and I'm leaving. Let me know when you return to normal. Unless you can get a prescription for Ativan for me.
Oh my God. Oh, good luck with that. Jesus, have you, like, where have you been? Hello, West Virginia. You're not getting that.
Oh, I know.
Like, that's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, this state's gone crazy.
It has. It has. And that's why I see a lot of interest in herbal teas.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of interest in herbs in general, and a lot of them we found that do work. Some weird ones. Oh, what's the yellow one that I throw in everything now for arthritis?
Turmeric.
Turmeric works really well.
Yes.
Cinnamon's wonderful for blood pressure and sugar. Um, let's see, what else do I use? See, I do so many things normally. Cold and flu season, you're going to get onions and peppers in my house. Normally, about every other meal. And that helps with cold and flus. Garlic is great for cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
And we do a lot of that in our cooking. I call it the Holy Trinity because someone sometimes needs a prayer.
Well, of course, then again, though, on the garlic, we have to watch that one with me.
Yes.
Because, side note, I have a weird cholesterol issue. It's not like life-altering, horrible cholesterol issue. It's actually very, well, it's not common. I have low good cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to watch out for things that will lower my bad cholesterol, not touching my good cholesterol. Like, don't screw with my good cholesterol. I need that. Because there are, like, even in the, like, the whole reason I'm not on cholesterol medication is because it works towards the total number, not just bad.
Right.
Or at least that's what was explained to me, is I don't have a really bad cholesterol level total, but it looks bad. Or more importantly, my total number looks bad because my good cholesterol is so low.
Right.
But my bad cholesterol isn't all that bad. So I screw the formula. Like,
well, there's a lot of things, but that may be the reason you had the response to my spaghetti.
No, that was just too much garlic.
No, it wasn't.
That was Buffy the Vampire Slayer killer pasta garlic. That was a lot. Like, I don't know how there wasn't a national shortage of garlic. There was so much garlic.
Well, that's when I used the oil of garlic to fry the meat in.
Yes, and then the cup of garlic in the sauce.
It wasn't a full cup.
There were whole cloves doing the backstroke. They reassimilated and started swimming through the sauce. What are you talking about? That was way too much garlic. You've made much better spaghetti sauce since.
Well, thank you.
I think you just had a moment.
Either that or you interrupted me in my herbal mixing.
I don't know, but we do not have a vampire problem in the tri-state area. I will guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Well, so I think we're going to wrap up because we're hitting the 90-minute mark for tonight. You
Yes,
will
we are.
probably get another coffee shop that's an interview tomorrow night. We will see if can make that happen.
Awesome.
But stop into Crystal Lotus or contact Rediscover Health directly for the Grounded Tea line. I
Yes.
recommend it. It's real herbal tea that is not what I call China Black with a hint of herb. No, this is
Yeah.
full real herbal tea.
Yeah.
Um, love Stephanie to death. Thank her for letting us test the teas and do them on air. That was cool. I love doing product reviews. And I will be at CLS tomorrow taking walk-ins from 1 to 6. Or you can go ahead and book your appointment now so you don't have to wait, because if it's a walk-in and I've got 4 of you, 3 of you wait until I get done with the first one, and then we'll work our way down.
Yeah, it always helps if you book appointments.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. And you can do that directly on our Facebook page on Aeson Knight. We will be back Friday, guaranteed Friday, for Mountain Bears, where we'll be talking about Mayor Petey stepping out. And who knows what else is in the gay queer community. We'll go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So have a great night, y'all. Hope you had fun enjoying this. Good night, y'all.